into another game of Catan. Green has already placed. They placed on the 9, 10, 5. We're in second position. And I'm looking at the 5, 10, 8, going off to the 3 to 1. The or's not great on this board. Another option is the 11, 8, 10. Maybe. I don't know if I really like it. I think I can get the 4, 9 on the way back. So I think I'm going to do the 8, 5, 10 here. It's most flexible. And I like the 3 to 1 ports. And I think the 9, 4 is going to be open, but we'll see. If not, the 6, 3 also works. Blue with the 10, 9, 6. Decent. And then red with the 11. People are placing fast this game. Red with the 11, 10, 8. Second settlement spot's a really solid one. But let's see. What does he pair that with? Because the wood's pretty bad on this board. I could see him. Okay, so the sheep. Probably going off the sheep port, okay. So my goal is probably going to be to get on this 4, 9. And then hope that the 5, 4 is not taken. And then eventually connect and then get on one of these 3 to 1s. That seems pretty solid. Blue the 12, 11, 3. I don't know about that placement. He's not enough ore for what he's trying to do. And the 12 and 11 aren't going to hit that much. I mean, you can't even count on it, but he at least pairs it with his brick. But I think here it's a much larger priority for him to get on some sort of ore. So green's probably going to do what I'm going to do, which is, what deal? He can get on the 5, 3, 4, which I don't like. I really don't like him on the 5, 3, 4. I mean, we can go up, but that's a risk. If we took the 3, 5, 4 ourselves, what do we expect him to take? I think it makes more sense to do the 3, 5, 4 and then go up, hoping to get on the 4, 9. And if that doesn't work, then the 5, 6. I like that more. Because even though we could still snake around if we do the 4, 9, he's easily going to take the 3, 5, 4, which is great for a setup. Yeah, we have to do this. And what's helpful is he's going to get on the wheat port, so he's most likely going to take the 5, 6. That makes the most sense. And then go down to the 3, 11. So me and green have pretty decent spots. I think once I get on the 9, I'll have a better spot. But we'll see. I think for him it makes the most sense. Oh wait, I didn't even see the 4. I mean, the 4, I'm not going to pick this, but the 4, 3, 11 is decent here. I'm surprised that no one picked up the 4, 3, 11 during this whole thing. That gives red a pretty decent spot if he can get on it. It's fine that I didn't do this, just because it's important to get on sheep. Did not expect that. This is good though, because I'm fine with green taking this. So he wants to pair with the ore, makes sense. But I'm fine with getting on this 3 to 1 at the 10. And then getting on the 4, 9. And then eventually connecting. And then just keeping my road circling around the desert here. Let's see. Red's going to get on the sheep port. And then once he gets on the... I just want blue to get on the 3, 4, 11 at all costs. It's much better if blue gets on it than red, but this will still be a tricky game because we'll be competing with blue. I'm not sure why blue would go for the 9, 12 first. That's just a mistake on blue for sure. Now we're not too worried about this 10 cutoff. We will need a port in this position. But I think we're going to prioritize the 4, 9 first so we can get on some ore. And then if green starts making a lot of pace, but I mean, it really doesn't benefit him that much to cut me off at the 10. Makes more sense for him to double up on the brick, double up on the wheat. That's why I'm really surprised. I mean, he wants the wood to pair with his brick, and he needs the sheep. So it's not the craziest thing in the world, but I think if you compared it to some other spots he could have taken, and red goes for the sheep port. No one cares about this 3, 4, 11 spot. Very interesting. Well, what's good is you can triple up on the wheat, get on the 9. We might not even go for road. We might even try going for army here, but whoever gets on the 3, 11, 4 is going to have a good shot at competing with us. At least it's not green. I like our position here, though. We're on a pretty good amount of resources. We're pretty compact. We should be really efficient in getting to our spots. Definitely going here next, so we can get rid of some of the sheep and wheat. Do we want to take this? We'll do it for a brick and a wood. He's probably just going to take blues. Definitely not just for a wood, because this is going to give him a settlement. Nope. So he doesn't have the brick either. He needs the brick and the sheep. So if I were in red's position, no one's racing him for the sheep port, so I would have gotten on the 4, 3, 11 here. And same with blue. No one's racing for the 9, 12. No brainer for him to go on that first. See if anyone wants to get rid of some ore. Fortunately, I think we have to take that here. Helps green out quite a bit, but it also helps us out quite a bit as well. Honestly, if we can, I would almost rather race to the 3-11 than the 3-1. I think the 3-11 is even better than the 3-1, because that'll cut off red and blue, since they've been sleeping on the 3, 4, 11. It's a tempting trade. But we don't need to make the trade, so we're going to pass on it. If I were red, I'd be robbing me 100%, probably the wheat. The 5 wheat, yep, makes sense. And then red, he gets a settlement down, okay. A little bit behind, not too bad. Once we get on the 9, it'll be very good for our game. But now red's next priority has got to be the 3, 4, 11. So unlikely that we beat him there, but at least he's not on a ton of wood. Okay, so let's do... Well, first let's see if anyone wants to do this. Okay, we don't even need it. I think we should save that till we can make it a little bit more actionable, because I don't know what my second card would be. Blue, I would probably block red just so we can beat him to the 3, 4, 11. probably on the 8 brick. 6 sheep also makes sense. Actually, I think I like the 6 sheep more because you can turn the 6 sheep in any card, and the 6 hits just as much as the 8. So good job on blue. And I want blue to make it to the 3 11 4, by the way. So maybe blue's setup wasn't that bad after all. We may need to go for dev cards. I'm considering road to the 6-3 instead of the 5-6. Okay, so red doesn't have a knight. Red's gonna have a much tougher game if he can't get on the 3-11. Or happier with blue taking it, but it's not too great if blue takes it either, because he's on a lot of wheat. So the question is, do we go for road or do we go for army? Because it makes sense, both of them make sense for us. But blue will be able to connect quite easily. But we still can outpace them. We're on more brick and more production. So that makes me think we should just go for that. Okay, now we can maybe be worried about the cutoff. Actually, the wood for wheat doesn't help us that much, so we'll pass. Get stuck with a lot of sheep here. What's red gonna do? He's sitting on 8 cards. He has a hidden dev card. I don't think green's in a horrible spot either. I mean, you can always road settle on the 5, road settle on the 10. Both help him quite a bit. It's a very good trade for us, by the way. Now, if we hit another 8, we can road settle. So the question is, road settle on the 3-1. Okay, we can road settle now. No one's got a city yet. Red might have timed out here. I think the better call is road settle on the 5-6. Because I think we're going to get the 4, the 3 for 1. Plays another knight. Maybe he blocks blue. Oh, he blocks us here. Would make sense. Steals from green. Probably would be stealing from green here. I think if green does cut us off at the 10, it's not the end of the world. We just go for army. And I think we'll be fine doing that. So if we hit 2 10s, we could still make it to the 3-11, which is my favorite option out of all of these. But green hits a 7. Can see if he robs the 5. Maybe he robs from blue. Takes from the 10. Definitely steal from me here. Just because I have a lot of flexibility. But he steals from blue. Also makes sense because blue's trying to sell on the 3, 11, 4. I was going to ask for 2 wood there. We can get our opportunity to, that's fine. We might try to offer 2 cards for 2 cards, because selling on the 3-11 would be huge for us. This is why we saved our You're at Plenty, because that would be huge. Can't do that. If not, we're just gonna have to road settle on the 5-6. Last chance. Alright, that's fine. Now next goal is going to be able to get on the 3-1. And then we can port out some of the sheep to build some cities. Okay, so blue gets on this, which is a really powerful spot. So now blue's a threat for sure. I would now consider blocking blue a little bit more here. And there's no more ore spots we can settle on. So we're stuck with the 9, which makes me almost consider wanting to city that up first, but I think with given the sheer production of the 10-8-5 spot, we have to settle that. We have to city on that first. Yeah, I think red's going to be in a tough spot now. He has a sheep port, but this ore port's not going to help him at all. He's going to need every bit of that 11 ore to get him anywhere in this game. So now blue's our biggest threat. Green, maybe for army. So green's a threat for sure. He's still sitting on that 8 though. The 8's pretty nice. Maybe red takes that. So I'm hoping he still wants to get on the, or he cuts me off, one of the 2. Nope, he's going for the wheat. I think that makes sense for him. Cutting me off really just hurts me more than it helps him. Green really waiting it out. If we hit a 5, we're going to be getting a dev card. Because we will have the green sitting on 2 right now. Red already has a knight played, and that's probably going to be where he goes as well. Anything has a brick. don't really want to make that trade. Giving an ore is a little bit too much here. That's all I can do. Okay, and we get our army guy. Finally, our 5 hits. Yeah, 3-1 is going to be pretty important for us. We might want to start blocking blue. He's not on a ton of production, which doesn't make me think he's going to do that well, but he still has a lot of flexibility. He can connect his roads. He's now on a lot of ore, so I think we're going to block maybe his 3, maybe his something. Okay, 9 hits. He needs another wood, but he passes. We got another 9, so now we have our city. I think we're going to have to city up this 10-8, 5. I could consider the 4-9, but the 10-8, 5 is just too much production. I think we're going to get on the 3-1, unless green does something crazy here. So green's pretty close to a C. C3's the one. Does he have it? If he doesn't, we're definitely going to rob him. He does have it. Okay, so I think we're still going to rob blue here. I don't like green with 2 devs though. See if anyone does this. Nope. Oh, we're trading the wheat. I think I should have blocked something else, not the 11. But I want to hurt both red and blue. And those are their only ore spots. 2 would have hurt blue obviously more, but now we need to get this road as soon as possible, just in case green is trying to pull something. He also could have a road building too. No road buildings have been played. Puts on the 5. Yep, makes sense. And the 5 hits. Tough. So now we're competing with red for army as well. He might already have it. Another 5. Great block. I want to take this, but I just don't know what he's trying to do. I think I'm going to take it, because it doesn't really make that much sense for him to cut me off. Because he's already on the 3-1, and it's 2 roads. So it makes a lot more sense for him to just settle. Alright, moment of truth. Alright, he doesn't. Go down and then pass. We could still definitely get road here, by the way. So, let's see. I mean, as long as we stay relatively under the radar and we get up to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we should be doing okay. No point to make this trade. It gives us a road, but not much else. That gave blue a city, I'm pretty sure. I think I might actually city up the 4-3-11 here. I mean, he's on the 3-1, but that's just such a solid spot for all city resources, so I think he'd get his second city a little bit quicker. Because he's going to have to port out all those besides the wheat. But who does red block? We're all tied now, so it's not obvious. Flex the 8. And green also has 2 down development cards, so he steals from green. Makes sense. I think it also would have made sense if he stole from me. Doesn't have a knight, or maybe he does, he's just not playing. He doesn't need to play it right now, so he's probably waiting. Puts on the 6, steals from me. We will take that. We will take that, because then if we have a 3 or 4 hit, we have our settlement on a 3-1. He needs sheep as well. Now it's interesting, red's the one competing for army here. I think at this point he probably should just compete for road. And green should definitely be competing for army. Okay, we have our second city. This one I think we are going to put on the 4-9. Just because we're going to be porting out the 3, 4, and 5 for our ore anyway. So I know some people in the comments have talked about that. About how they'd rather city up the higher production spot. I think it's always a toss-up. I mean, the 4-9 isn't objectively the correct decision, but in my mind, having that second ore, whereas I'm already on so much sheep, that it just doesn't, an extra sheep just is another thing I need to port out. Probably steals from me, which kind of hurts here, but steals from green, interesting. Now we just need a sheep, then we're at 7, and then one more city, and I think we can sneak road. Blue hasn't been prioritizing it as much as I would have assumed he would. So, let's see. Red's probably going to snag it pretty quick, though, after this settlement. Eight's blocked. Red still could very well have a knight, by the way. Just because someone doesn't play a knight right away doesn't necessarily mean they don't have a knight, but I think this is why timing is so important. Right now, no one has a second knight played, so he doesn't, oh, well, that's all. He has a, you're plenty. But if he did have a knight, he wouldn't need to play it here. Because even though green has a knight in hand, yeah, he just played, he still would need another knight to another down knight to block red. I could see green blocking the 5, but I don't know. At this point, he's competing with red, so he blocks the 8 instead, which makes me happy. I think maybe blocking me here would be better, just because I can sneak road with 2. So if I were green and red, I would be talking in the chat to blue to make sure that he gets some roads down. Also, our 3, 4, and 6s have not hit much at all. 9's hit quite a bit, 5's hit, it's been blocked, 8's been hitting. Let's see a 3, 4, 6. So it's definitely gonna be road. I think at this point we're a little far away from army, but no VP's been pulled. Maybe it's by blue, so we have a good chance there as well. If I hit our 6, set them down, it's really satisfying. We can put all 4 of your cards down and have no cards left. But hit another 10. Let's see. So sitting on a lot of wheat. Blue's got a lot of brick in hand. The 11's hit a couple of times as well. Maybe he's trying to connect now. That makes sense if he's trying to connect. I mean, what else do you do at this point? But if I sneak over to this 9, it's actually much harder for blue, because he doesn't have as many opportunities to extend. So if I sneak over to the 9, he can maybe like connect here. You can do 2 roads over the 10, the 5, 6. But yeah, I think he's trying to connect. Maybe he goes to the wood board. I don't know, at this point he should probably connect, because I'm at 7. But he does go to the wood board. So he's scared of red. This is exactly what I want, because now if the 8 hits, I'm already at 9 points. So if I were my opponents, I'd be typing in the chat. But we still have to be wary of our opponents. It's not a win yet. Red and green are sitting at 2 knights, so it's really a race between them on getting that 3rd knight. So maybe blocks, I would be blocking the 9 here actually, if I were red. The 10. Yeah, the 10 doesn't really hurt me much. So red probably sees this road connection. But the 10 is the wrong block. You probably want to do the 9 if you're competing with green, or the 8 since I need wood. I don't really need brick that much. Or the 5. What is he trying to do? What is Red trying to do? He really wants a wood, but why? Is he trying to sneak around the 8? I mean, I guess that's what makes the most sense. At least he gets a road then. He can't connect though. That makes it a little bit tougher for him. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if an 8 hits, I'll probably do 2 roads to the 9. Maybe he takes this. Oh, he really wants that 3rd depth. and then 10's blocked. Not much we can do here. Okay, so now we hit a 5 and it's game on. Now we just need 2 more. Actually, we don't need that necessarily right now. The problem with taking this trade, well, the problem with taking that trade is that it puts us over. It didn't put us over. Maybe we should have. Okay, now you need to block the 5. You need to block the 5 here. But maybe he's thinking of robbing green just because he's competing with them. Takes from me. The 6 doesn't hurt me at all. Definitely not a guarantee though. Blue has 2 down development cards. Green probably taking army here. So, still a close game. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need a couple good rolls to hit. So once we get a city down, they're gonna know that all we need is a couple roads. But thankfully we have a lot of different outs. Like we can go up towards the 4-9. We can go down, cut off blue. A lot of different avenues here. I think I should have taken that trade for the 2 wheat though. It would have put me at 7 cards, and I know I was getting stolen from. Hopefully a 5. 5 hits. 5 hits. Okay, now we're doing well. If we hit any sort of sheep too, we'll go for the dev because I don't think any. Let's see, green. Okay, that doesn't affect us. Green's probably the least of our worries. Very surprising settlements this game. Let's see if he wants to give us the wind. As a rule of thumb, by the way, almost never trade with anyone at the end of the game because there's usually a good reason why they want to trade. We got it. Alright, good game. Finally we won one. Green made the critical mistake of trading at the end. Never do that. But lasted exactly 50 turns. Longer game, but decent. We had a real question on if we wanted to go for army or road. And really, I think you base that decision on what your opponents do. And because the opponents all went for army here, it made more sense to go for road. And that's only if you have a flexible setup. Obviously, you want to go into your game knowing if you want to go for one or the other, but when you have a situation like this where you could go for either one, it's important to really see what your opponents are doing. So, looking at the numbers, no 3s really hit, no 12s, no 2s. Yeah, 3s didn't hit really much at all. Low on the 6s too. 6 only hit 4 times. So I think the game would have lasted much longer if the dice were different. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.